Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is JGOD. In today's video, we're going to be focusing on a brand new technique to actually be able to glide further. I know there's a lot of different things out there. Obviously, if you just want to hold your parachute, do that different technique where you release and go. But there's actually a new technique that I've come across. I was reading through my DMs and somebody who actually made the video messaged me a few weeks ago and they were like, hey, I think this is a pretty interesting concept. I went into Plunder, definitely experimented with it to see how difficult it is. There is definitely a learning curve to being able to do this technique, but we're going to walk through that. And since controllers use an analog, it's going to be significantly easier to do it on a controller versus keyboard and mouse. If you do enjoy the video, learn something new, please do me a favor hitting that like button. Goal on today's video is 3,000 likes. If you're brand new, looking to find your way back for more Call of Duty content, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. So the content creator that reached out to me about this tip is JepZ. He actually made the video about a month ago, currently sitting at 88 subscribers, and he kind of went over the entire technique within the video, and I'm gonna break down the different steps that you got to be aware of and how you're going to actually pull this off. One of the first things I'm going to do is jump into Plunder. We'll go ahead and cut to that. So right now I'm going to jump out of the plane and I'm going to show you the different speeds you're able to accomplish and how the technique actually works, and we're going to show you some in-game examples that I've already captured so we can go ahead and use those as a reference of distance. So I'm going to jump out as soon as I can, and then I'm going to show you moving just straight forward, normally the way most people glide. So, all right. So this is normally how people glide. You can see the speed at which there's a little box there, and it says 10.4. So that means I'm moving straight forward at 10.4, and I'm also moving down at 10.4 meters per second. I believe that's how that particular measurement works. If I go ahead and turn my angle to the side, what I'll notice is if I go straight horizontally, just straight to my left, I get 6.6. And it slows down a lot of your forward movement. Keeping in mind that forward movement is this direction that I'm going. But if I get this a little bit higher to that 6.7, it still allows you to move at that 10 point whatever speed forward. But what will end up happening is you're still falling at a slower rate than you're moving laterally. So you'll continue to glide significantly further than you would otherwise. And this is where the tricky part comes in, because you have to be able to hold that joystick at that right spot. And when you're using WASD, that could be a little bit trickier to kind of like, you got to throttle that button. And you can see how much further distance I'm getting out of this versus if I was just turned this the right way. I'm going to fall significantly faster. You can see I'm going a little bit more angled down. And there ends up being approximately a 50% or so increase in distance that you're actually getting. It's kind of hard to say horizontal because in reality I'm going sideways, but the whole purpose is to glide forward. Since you have to keep it above horizontal, that means that you can't just jump and go straight and then turn 90 degrees and then go that way. You're going to want to turn closer to 80 degrees. And then when you're pressing at the right angle, that's going to give you that 6.7 meters per second to get the maximum velocity forward. You're going to be able to like actually get the distance you need. So now let's look at a couple different examples. I'm going to look at one from his video, and then I'm going to go ahead and talk about how I'm doing it when I'm replicating this. So initially when I was watching his video, he has this big old thing on the screen that kind of is talking about what I just mentioned right now. Where the 6.7 is good, 7 would be good, 10.4 you're going down and like you're losing some of that, you know, velocity there. But right here, red is not good because you're losing a lot of that forward momentum, at least in the direction you're trying to go, even though your character is looking to the side. So it's just something to keep in mind. So here's the first jump he makes, which I'm going to go ahead and replicate in game. You're going to see him jump out, and he jumps from the building, and I jump from the same spot. And you end up going and you can't make this jump. Like, you went straight there and you can't make that jump. The problem with once you're jumping off a building is those little pop-ups on the screen do not pop up, so you don't know how fast you're going. So it is an acquired practice type thing, a skill. Look at how much further he goes. He's obviously mastered it. And he was able to go all the way over here. So he didn't miss the roof at all. Obviously, he went a little bit too far. But that's one thing to keep in mind. Now let's go ahead and look at my clip and kind of walk through what's happening and with a little bit clarity. So this is the first jump I do, and you can see that I'm making the jump all the way across. It ends up looking identical, and you can see on the screen that the thing is not popping up to tell you your distance, height, any of that stuff. That only is happening when you're coming out of the plane or you're coming back from the gulag. And it even happens when I redeploy. If you watch right here, there's almost no way I'm about to make that roof that's looking right in front of me. It just looks like it's way too low. We know that if I went straight, I am not making that, but I turn at the angle, you can see I'm really trying to get it right around that 6.7. It's sitting at 6.9. And I'm able to actually make the roof easily. I clear it and I'm good to go. I shouldn't have made that if I was gliding normally. And then that's going to lead us to the next jump right here, where I jump off. And I did get shot at, so it threw off my angle a little bit. And obviously I'm still getting kind of used to how that mechanic works. But you can see I made it significantly further, and I actually made the roof. I actually made it on the roof. I ended up jumping off because I was getting shot. But the whole point is that it will actually get you further and allow you to jump from one rooftop to another significantly easier. Obviously, you're going to get higher risk of getting shot at, and there's those variables you got to worry about. But if you're trying to make a particular gap that is not achievable by normal means, this is the only way you're going to be able to do that without a helicopter or going down and then rappelling back up, which could be a hassle. So being able to make that jump when maybe you didn't think that jump was possible, it creates a lot of different freedoms that maybe you wouldn't have ever thought you would have had. So I thought I'd show that off. So definitely a shout out to JepZ for letting me know about this. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, learn something new. If you did, please do me a favor hitting that like button. If you're brand new, want to find your way back for more Call of Duty content, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on. Appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching. As always, have a great day.